Hi guys. Sorry I'm not able to be with you guys again today. My son is homesick, so I will be back hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to take you step by step on what I would like for you to do. And if you have any questions, please look at my blog site. And if you want to email me with any questions, you may. I will be back on Friday to help you finish up this project. But please follow along and then complete the assignment that I have that's underneath the Friday tab once you are ready. Okay, we did something similar to this together. You should open that document up just to show you an example of how to do certain things. First thing is we're going to grab that anchor that we talked about. So you're going to go up to File, and you're going to go to Place. This is how I usually bring things in. I'm going to find my anchor. I just type in anchor. As long as it's on my desktop, I should have it. Remember, grab the one that says .eps and hit place. It's going to look like this with an X in it. What you always have to do is you have to hit enter. Enter is going to be your best friend. If you ever get frustrated, just hit enter. Once I've hit enter, now I can see my image here. If I go up to my arrow tool, now I can see the outside edges. In order to make the size bigger, you need to and keep the proportions the same, you need to hold down Shift and then click on the corner and drag it out. I can move it around. Once I'm done making it bigger, I have to hit enter again because that finalizes it. I can also turn it and twist it. If I hover around the corner, I'll get an arrow that has two sides curved. I can twist and turn this. And I can maybe move this to the lower corner if I wanted to. And again, I have to hit enter. Another cool thing that I like to do with the anchors, I like to turn the opacity down. Up here in your layers box, there is a thing called opacity. Right now, it is at 100%. You can either click on the arrow and you can just lower it down to a certain number. Sometimes I'll give you a certain number I want you to put it at, or you can put it at wherever you want for right now for this, just to show that you can see through it. When you turn the opacity down, you can now see through. Okay. Next, I'm going to show you how to add text. So I'm going to click on the T over here. I'm going to come over to my actual area. I do not need to hit new layer this time. For the anchor, when I brought it in, when I hit File Place, it automatically gave me a new layer. When I do text, it's automatically going to give me a new layer, so I don't need to click it. So I'm going to click in here. Mine's really big. I can tell because how long this line is. So I can go up here and I can change that. And change it to 100 for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and type in Vermilion. And click on my arrow, and now I can move it over. Okay. And then I can make it bigger or smaller or stretch it out. Again, make sure you hit enter anytime you change a size or a shape. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you, I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to call this one Sailors. Click on my arrow, move it over. Vermilion Sailors. Okay, I'm going to go up to my Vermilion one, just right here. And I'm going to, if you want to play with text, you can go, like you want to edit something, you can click back on the T. I can go back in here and I can go up to my actual fonts. If I just double click in here, I can actually just use my arrow on my keyboard and I can just arrow up and down until I find a font I like. Later on, I'll show you how to download fonts. But for now, you can just use the ones you have. Okay, so now I want to edit my font so it doesn't look so flat and so plain. So I'm going to add an effect on it. So I'm going to double click in this blue area right on the layer and I get this thing that pops up called Layer Styles. These are all the different things I can do with it. I love some of them and some other ones are really cool just to play with and see what they do. Some of the ones I'm going to show you are Drop Shadow. If you click on the arrow box, this allows you just to turn it on and turn it off. But if you click on the actual word you can actually play with editing what that effect does. So right now it's on multiply. Multiply, I always change to normal because it doesn't always do what I want it to when it's on multiply. I can change the color of my drop shadow. I can change it to white since it's really dark right now. Or I can change it to a color. It's up to you. Then I can play with the distance of that drop shadow. I can play with the spread, just how hazy the lines are, and the size of it. The other one I want to show you is beveled edges. So I always do beveled edges and I always click on contour. Then I come into beveled edges, make sure it's highlighted blue. I change the depth. I make the size big, a little bit bigger until it just looks right. And then I soften the edges a little bit on that. So that one looks really cool. It just makes it look more like it's 3D. And then I like stroke. Stroke gives you an outside border, an outside edge. Again, you can change the color of this to be anything you want to. The black kind of looks cool though, gave it like just a bolder look. And sometimes it's all I'm looking for, just a little bit bolder look. You can change the size of this to make it bigger too, or smaller. And then hit OK. Now, say that I want to do the exact same thing I did here, down here. You don't have to memorize everything you just did. You can copy this and paste it right onto here. Very easy. Go over to your layers column, right click, which is just a 2-finger click on that layer, hit copy layer style. And then go up to sailors, right click, and hit paste layer style. And voila, it shows up. Pretty cool. Okay, I think that is all I'm going to show you for today. If you go to my website and you go onto my blog site, you will see I've added in what your assignment is. So on Monday, I showed you how to do editing of colors on your photos. So I wanted you to Dropbox 3 color edits. Most of you have already done that. If you were absent, then you will need to do that. Yesterday, you had to do 2 photo practices, and that was just anything I had showed you how to do, and you were just Dropboxing me 2 different photo practices. And I only need the JPEGs of those if you were curious. And then today, you were to watch this video. You can watch it over and over again. You can pause it as you go so you can see exactly how to do each thing. And you are going to make 1 photo edit. And then I'm going to show you one more thing before I end this, and that's how to bring a person in, how you can cut someone out. You are going to save it as a Photoshop document and a JPEG. I will come around on Friday. I don't think you will have this finished on Thursday, so you will have class time to work on it on Friday. Please email me if you get stuck. This is not due at the end of the period. It'll be due probably at the end of class on Friday. The guidelines for it are right down here below. You'll see this video will pop up right here in this space in a little bit once I have it done. Okay, really quick, how to add something in, a person into this to give it a little pizzazz and how to cut them out. So again, you need to go into File and you need to go to Place. You're going to place an image in. I'm just going to use my kid's picture since I've used that one before with you guys. I'm going to hit Place. I have some senior pictures in my handouts. If you would like to use those, it's totally fine. Okay, there is a tool. It's the 4th one down. It is a lasso tool, or it's called the Quick Selection tool. If you click and hold it down, there's a magic wand. We're not using that one. We're just using the Quick Selection tool. So if you click on that, you hover over the areas that you want. Make sure you're on the right layer. And I'm just going to go around my kids' heads. The hair is the hardest part to do. You can always get a little bit extra and then erase it later. And I'll show you the eraser tool. And I just kind of, areas that have lots of detail like this, you kind of have to go over quite a bit. Mine's lagging just a little bit here. I'm going to let it do its thing. It's thinking right now. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's some outside edges I'd like to cut out, but I don't have any of them cut out. Like, looks like I have everything in there. I'm not missing an ear. I'm not missing a big chunk of hair or anything like that. I'm going to hit Command C. That's going to copy what I have here. Command C copies. I'm going to go to click a new layer and I'm going to hit Command V. V as in Victor. That pastes it. If I go over here to that original one that I had, that copy, I can hide it now. This eyeball hides layers. And now I can just see what I cut out. It's just my kids. Now I noticed if you go Command plus plus plus, you can see if you cut anything out. I accidentally cut my son's hair here. I don't like that. I will go back through and I will redo this. You will need to do the same too. Now, if you are going to erase something, let's take my daughter over here, for example. So I got some extra chunks of in her hair over here. I can go to the eraser tool, click on it, go up here. I can click on the hazy brush line. There's hazy brush ones. And I can change the size. I'll make sure you're on the right layer. And I can go in. I can change the size of my brush. And I can just go right up against her hair. And without it looking like it's like a sharp line, I can just use a hazy eraser and kind of erase right up against her hairline. Get rid of some of these over here. Some of that grass or green, whatever that is right there behind her. And that's about it. I probably get rid of some of the grass that's over here. But I don't think I'd use that eraser. I'm going to Command Z that. I think I would go back up and I would probably use this eraser because it gives me a sharp line. But I need to make my brush smaller. So I can go up in here. And I get that really perfect. But again, I can't use this picture because of this. And I'd probably get rid of this background here too so you can see through it. The next thing I want to do is I'm just going to resize them. So I go to my arrow tool and I click Shift and I click on my arrow, my corner, and I can put them wherever I'd like. And they might look best here because part of their body is cut off. So it might look good in this frame down here. And hit Enter once I change their size. I can't see my anchor back here. If you do a 2-finger click, you can click on different layers. It gives you an option, which is kind of a good shortcut. Or you can just come over here and you can find my anchor, which is right here. I can click on it now and I can move it, and I could, if I wanted their layer, you know, if I want to keep it behind them, I can. Maybe I will actually make it bigger so it takes up some of this negative space. You don't want too much dead space in your layout. So I might just move it and put it, I don't know, somewhere like that. You can use your arrow tool, your arrow on your keyboard to help you move it around too. And then I'm just going, as soon as I feel like it's the way I want it, I can add my own little added touches and hit Enter. I can add other things if you would like to, but at this point, this is all I need from you. And this is what we do at the end of class on Friday. Again, if you need help or have any questions, feel free to email me at any time in the day tomorrow, or on Thursday, I'm sorry, which would be today for you guys. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Bye, guys.